Alright fellas, here we're back at Pokemon Masters, and for the release of Palmer and Argenta, the Sinnoh Frontier Brains, I figured I would go ahead and go over another one of the Sinnoh Frontier Brains. We've got Darach here. He is the butler of Caitlin, as we've already known. I don't remember I don't remember which part of the Battle Frontier he was, because I know Argenta is the Hall Matron, I know Palmer's the Tower Tycoon. I don't remember what Darach does, and I don't remember what Dahlia does either. I'm pretty sure she's Sinnoh. Yeah, she's Sinnoh. Anyway, we're going to look at him, see how good he has aged. I think he released in October 2021, meaning he is about to be 2 years old, and I still think he holds up, honestly. His only low point, in my opinion, is his attack stat, which, of course, with the EX and whatnot, you can definitely, alleviate that problem for the most part, but still, it can, end up being a little bit of a problem. But give him the Tech EX, he's got a good multiplier here, alongside it in a pecking order. Very good, right? He's also got some multipliers here with Power Posture. More enemies attack is lower, the greater powers up his moves, which he does have Brave Bird. Sadly, Brave Bird is a recoil move, and his only options of recoil removal are Standfast 7 as well as Standfast 5 here in the grid. So, I mean, you can work with that, but most of the time, Brave Bird's going to be a little detrimental to you, unless it's like a really short battle, in which case maybe it can be pretty decent, but for the most part, I would focus on his utility and nuke side of things, and all of that stuff, right? He does have Ripple Effect, meaning anytime he lowers an enemy stat, or uses a utility move rather on the enemy, it will target all enemies. So we've got Defog, which clears zones as well as lowers enemy evasion, so this will become AoE, and he also has Feather Dance here, which lower enemy attack by 2, and now it's AoE as well. So AoE attack debuffs, AoE evasion debuffs, very, very nice, right? Definitely probably a good partner for Special Custom Rosa in that aspect. Looking at the grid here, we've got 3 separate grids. Don't know if I'm going to go over every single one, because a lot of them are similar, just a couple different changes. First one is the nuking grid, which we have everything picked up. We have both sync nodes as well as pecking order and easy target, which require attack and evasion debuffs. 3 separate nuking multipliers. Very good, right? He's also got Way Down 4, which has a 50% chance to lower evasion of all allies, or yeah, all enemies rather, whenever, you target an opponent and land a move. So you land like let's say a Feather Dance, you have a 50% chance to debuff evasion as well. So you have faster evasion debuffs, which is good. And we've also got Feather Dance Slow-Mo 9 here as well, lowering enemy speed when targeting an opponent. So we can debuff speed as well as attack and evasion. Very good stuff to debuff and whatnot, right? So that's good. We also got the utility stuff here, which is partial nuke, partial utility. Like, instead of having pecking order and whatnot, right, we have Demobilize 1, which lowers enemy evasion after using a sync move. This is more so for like a legendary arena or something where you want to be able to reduce evasion as much as possible. Mostly Latios, right? Easy target again for the nuke. We also have Way Down 4 here, which has, again, more chances to debuff evasion, but we also have the Pep Rally on the trainer move here, so we can get some speed buffs, right? And also DPS stuff as well. Sure, we got Power Flux 3, not really anything super insane, but hey, there you go, it's a multiplier. We also have Wide Open for some, whenever we debuff their evasion, we get another power to our moves, and again, pecking order, stand fast. This stuff just for partial nuke, but mostly DPS focused, right? So combine Power Posture with Wide Open, you got yourself some pretty good multipliers, right? As of course Power Flux 3 too. But yeah, we're gonna take him into, I guess, the first battle being a on-type nuke max showcase. Then we'll probably take him into an off-type nuke without like Anniversary Skylar or anything, because obviously defog gets rid of zones, not very nice there. But whatever, right? We'll wing it. We'll see how it goes. No pun intended, because he's a Staraptor. But whatever. Let's go ahead, hop into some battles, have a little bit of fun here. Alright, here we are in the first battle versus Seabold. This video is going to be a little bit shorter because it's like 9 p.m. at night and I just finished a college assignment. Anyway, so this is the nuke here, off type. It's not too bad, honestly. This setup was fine. I did rely on Skylar's flinches, as I tend to do, because I am not using different strategies. I am using my favorite characters. Yeah, that's gonna be my write-off, or my excuse rather. Probably would have been better to have Team Sharp Entry 1 with Skyla, so I didn't have to use Elisa's trainer move twice, but it's fine, it's whatever. Elisa's good for this because she has him in 1 on her on her moves. So if you use Electro Web, you can potentially get a 20% chance to debuff enemies' evasion, which of course is really, really good for the nuke here with Falconer. The fuck? No. Darach. So that's nice. The nuke here, first one, not too bad. It could obviously hit for more, but, you know, whatever. -2 evasion, -3 attack. It's obviously, you know, not full nuke activated, so that's how it goes. Getting all of his multipliers activated is quite annoying. The attack part's fine, but the evasion is obviously quite annoying. Our only consistent evasion debuffer, I would say, is probably Special Custom Rosa, who is a debuffer and is a nuker in her own right. They kind of don't really work too well together. And in this scenario, you would probably just nuke with Skyla, realistically, because Skyla is just a harder hitting unit. But overall, this is just to showcase Darach's nuke. His nuke is not bad. Not at all, really, because only thing that really holds him back is his attack stat, I would say, because it's pretty low. You know, 300 is not really that high. If his multiplier or his attack stat was like 50 higher, you would definitely see a pretty big increase in his overall damage, for sure. Just not even like the nuke, but also his Brave Birds. 25,000 damage, by the way, on the second sync move. That's not bad at all. But that was obviously having all the nukes activated. That was, you know, Defog plus Electro Webs. The Electro Webs were definitely very, very big there, as well as having the whatever the ability is where we debuff all enemy evasion at a 50% chance. That was very, very good for us. And the Brave Birds here without any multipliers, about 3,000 damage. Not too shabby. But of course, we've got to deal with the fact that we've got recoil here, which that's a lot of recoil, man. Even for having like Standfast 7, it's a lot of recoil, man. It's a lot of recoil. But hey, it doesn't really matter too much because these sides, for some reason, with Seabold do not hit hard at all. So I'm not sure what that's about, but hey, I ain't gonna complain. Also, that one hit itself in confusion. We would have lived anyway, but hey, if they're not gonna do damage, I am not gonna complain. Anyway, 46,000 damage on the nuke on that side. Very nice for sure. His attack debuffs, especially being AoE, very nice. As well as, of course, having the evasion debuffs, very nice as well. But getting the evasion debuffs outside of having Special Custom Rosa, pretty difficult for the most part, honestly, because your best bets are like... I even know who your best... I actually don't remember. Other characters who have Defog, probably, I think are probably your best bet. Obviously, Lisa, not a bad option either. She does have him in one on her grid. I did make use of that for sure. It wasn't too bad. Also, gave me an excuse to use Lisa, because we did need, you know, crit buffs on Darach as well. He does have his turn move, which is very, very nice. Applying speed buffs as well as buffing his own attack by 3. So we were at +3 attack, you know, +2 or +3 crit, and we had some pretty solid speed buffs as well. But hey, pretty much the full nuke for the most part. Missing like +3 attack, but that's about it. Overall, not a bad nuke from Darach for sure. Let's go ahead, go to the second battle where we showcase his utility. Alright, here's our second battle, again, against Seabold. This is a super effective thing with Mallow here. I could off-type it if I really wanted to. I don't care. I'm tired, again. I'm doing this at 9 p.m. at night, and I finished a college assignment, so I don't really... I'm spent, alright? I could do it. I could do the off-type with Mallow. Wouldn't be that hard. I'd probably have to EX her, but I'm not really all that worried about it anyway. But yeah, anyway, this is mostly just to showcase Darach's AoE attack debuffs, which are so good. Honestly, those debuffs are great. Activating Pecking Order, which Mallow here does have, so we're able to fully abuse those and get in her nuke as well. I did want to use Sigma Suit Morty here instead of Sigma Suit Acerola, because I use Sigma Suit Acerola quite a lot. But Mallow, I forgot, has pretty much no method other than maybe in her grid to buff her attack. So we were kind of just stuck with what we had. So I couldn't really do too much there. It was quite annoying, but oh well. Acerola is here. This further reinforces the idea that Acerola is really, really strong. Probably could have used like Argenta or someone, but we would have been missing on like Solar Flare 5 and whatnot as well. So obviously can't be missing out on that, right? Can't be missing out on that. But oh well, it's not really that big of a problem. We're able to power up Mallow's attacks and whatnot with the Pecking Order, so that was very, very good. Obviously, we're hitting for some good damage on her Power Whips as well, but that's not really the point of this. It's just to show that Darach's really good at debuffing attack, which he is. Probably among the best attack debuffers in the game, outside of like Oleana with her Venom Drenches, maybe Neo Champion Leaf with her just a ton of debuffs. But overall, when it comes to consistent AoE attack debuffs, I think Darach's definitely one of the best in the game for sure. I'm just spamming Brave Bird because I have nothing better to do. I don't want to use the fog because I don't want to get rid of the sun. And Feather Dance would be literally useless. So, I mean, may as well chip them down with some Brave Birds, even though it's going to do literally nothing because we have the standard damage reduction parameter. Anyway, yeah, we're able to hit for 29,000 damage on the middle with Mallow. No Tech EX, of course. And I guess no regional... No, she does have the regional theme skills because Acerola. Oh, well, still. And she's got the Trial Captain, maybe. I actually don't know, because Signet suits tend to not have those type of things. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, Darach, very nice attack debuffs. It would have been better to use his utility grid there, but I didn't. His utility grid obviously has Pep Rally on his trainer move, so instead of being AoE +4 on the speed, which, by the way, very good, be able to buff ally speed to +4 in an instant. +3 without the Pep Rally, but still, that's very good in itself. Especially because Acerola here can already buff allies speed by 3 with her grid. So you use that, you use Darach's trainer move, and boom, you got +6 crit, or +6 speed in literally one turn. So that can be very good if you're running like an Inertia or ramming speed character. Maybe replace like, you know, use Signet Suit Brendan, not Signet Suit Brendan, normal Brendan or someone in this scenario. Would have been a pretty good setup. You would have gotten all of his buffs and whatnot. Anyway, that was the utility Darach showcase. Let's finish this off against Tapu Bulu, Latias, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Alright, here we are against Tapu Bulu. This is honestly probably going to be one of the more fun setups for me, because we got the triple regional birds, you know, we got Hoenn, Kanto, and Sinnoh, and then we got double Falconer as well. So the Darach and Falconer, I don't know if I used them in Falconer's video, but they actually go pretty well together because they do a lot of the same things. Defog, obviously, no need to explain, as well as having Overwhelm 9 here with Falconer, so he's got attack debuffs. And he's also got some other stuff as well, but mostly those things are what is shared between them. And also Falconer's ability to buff speed, I guess, but, you know, whatever. Also, Falconer can debuff speed, which Darach can do as well with... yeah, the slow-mo on Feather Dance, so that's nice. These characters work pretty well together, especially against Tapu Bulu, to where they get rid of the grassy terrain and are also able to debuff its attack, because, you know, Tapu Bulu is mostly strong on the attack side of things, not so much the special attack side, though he can do some, you know, special attacking damage as well, so don't underestimate him or anything, but still, this is good for sure. Being able to debuff attack, obviously he's going to go for the grass moves, but we'll get rid of that, we'll get rid of that with the defog. We'll get rid of the grassy terrain, so that's not going to be too big of a problem there for us. Let's go ahead, use his trainer move, get some speed debuffs, or speed buffs in rather, sorry. Not that we need them, but hey, may as well. We'll also start going for some mud slaps here in a little bit. And yeah, we've got the DPS grid here, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's what I set it to, if I don't remember, or if I remember right anyway. So let's go ahead, let's use a mud slap. Sure, there we go, that'll work. Okay. So this is the DPS grid, mostly used for Brave Bird. It took me a while to think of the name, but, you know, whatever. We do have the nuking stuff as well, so we can definitely make a lot of good use of that. We're going to try to debuff its accuracy as much as we possibly can here. Not that I'm guaranteed to succeed or anything. It would probably have been better to pick up the first aid on his grid, though I just didn't. Probably would have been a good idea for sure, but, you know, whatever. We cross that bridge when we get there. I want to use the fog because I want to get some evasion debuffs in. There we go. And then we can nuke him. So this is where he's poison weak, so we aren't able to do too much here against that, but hey, that's fine. That's not really too big of an issue. Let's go ahead. I would love to have had some defog NPRs on Falconer, though I don't think I actually have NPR picked up, so that's a pretty big caveat. Let's go ahead, use Air Slash again, go ahead and go for another Brave Bird, try and set up another nuke and finish off Bulu here. Would be good for Cresselia, 100%, like no denying that at all. But I wanted to use go against Tapu Bulu because I've been going against Cresselia a lot recently, so I figure it's probably just a better idea to go against Tapu Bulu here because, you know, it's a lot more, or a lot less used, so may as well. We'll go ahead and go for a Brave Bird here. We'll go ahead and just go for another Air Cutter, and then we can go ahead and try and go for an Air Slash, and we'll finish it off. I guess we'll go for a Defog here first. Okay, so it's going to go for a Wood Hammer, probably KO Falconer, which could be a little bit of a problem. Never mind. There we go, got rid of the grassy terrain, and now we'll nuke it. Should be gone, honestly, because, you know, Tech EX, everything. This should be some pretty free and easy damage on Bulu. Yeah, 30k. Pretty good, you know, that was with essentially support EX. Not too bad. Also didn't have fully debuffed evasion. But we got the triple regional bird set up here. We got double Faulkner as well as Darach, right? So that was fun. Not really too, not too bad at all. The Defog is definitely good against Tapu Bulu, as well as being able to debuff its accuracy, at least with Faulkner, but mostly on Darach's side. Using Defog, getting rid of the grassy terrain can prevent some big damage, especially towards the end when it uses Wood Hammer, as well as, of course, debuffing attack, so its Wood Hammers and, Brutal Swings, Zen Headbutts, whatever else, are able to do even less damage to you, so it can definitely help out your team's longevity, especially when this guy's going to be doing a lot of recoil to himself with Brave Bird, so do keep that in mind. Trainer move, good for sure. The attack buffs for himself, speed buffs for all allies, gradual healing in order to try and compensate a little for the Brave Bird damage. Very good, honestly, very, very good. Only thing I would complain about is his lack of crit buffs, but, you got a lot of supports for that, like Faulkner here. Pretty good support, being able to buff crit and top off his attack, as well as provide flinches. Those were very nice. Anyway, yeah. Darach, overall, still a pretty solid unit. He's a pretty solid flying nuker. Not the greatest off-type, mostly due to his low attack. But, of course, bring him into any flying weak stage, you're going to decimate it, even without the EX. He's not a bad unit at all. Definitely not bad. Can definitely put in a lot of good work. Combine him with the BP Faulkner here, and you can get a lot of good stuff in, because they're both able to, debuff AoE attack. If you use Air Cutter and Feather Dance both at the same time, that is -3 attack in a single turn. Use it again, boom, you're at -6 in 2 turns. You can use that last turn to probably use Defog on both. Maybe use Faulkner's Darach's trainer move, buff his attack and ally speed. However you want to do it, right? These two, probably a good combination, especially in the stadium, where you can want to try and rely on having more faster debuffs and whatnot. Set up Darach's nuke as fast as possible. Both having Defog is very good at doing that, especially if you don't have Anniversary Skylight to set Flying Zone. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to end it there, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Darach and Staraptor down in the comments below. I still think they're pretty good after 2 years. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you all later.